Alrighty, let's get this show on the road. This is what my palette's looking like. All right. Okay, looking at my reference, I think I may get started with this area around here. Okay, this is a good size. Okay, let me grab the white. So I'm starting off with this cerulean blue. Oh my god, where's my camera? I'm starting with cerulean blue, mixing in white, titanium white. You know, I learned the other day that they used to use this thing called zinc white, which originally replaced a very toxic white known as, lead, lead white. And they didn't realize that the zinc oxide white pigment that replaced the toxic lead, it essentially like crumbles in different layers of the painting. And so a lot of, beautiful masterpieces that we have in galleries are essentially, having to be restored and touched up, all because of this white zinc oxide. And I was like, ooh. I think I've actually owned a tube of that. And it's kind of oily. So I wasn't a fan of it, but it's quite interesting, you know? I'm also gonna get a little bit of black. This is this is Mars black, which is a much more warm black compared to what's it called? Ivory, I believe. And then you have something called lamp black and bone black. So there's like 4 different colors, right, that most artists like to use for their blocks. Or you could do what a lot of schools suggest, which is just to mix a bunch of colors, right? So you can mix purple, you can mix dark brown, you can mix dark blue, and essentially when you mix all colors, you do technically get a black. And of course, when you make your own black, it's going to be a lot more vibrant. So yeah, more like one of the things that they always talk about is like if you use pure black in your shadows, it's just gonna look very like flat and dead. So it's not really recommended. All right, let me mix. Da-da-da. Tiny bit of black. Thank you for sharing. Much appreciated. So right now I'm just kind of mixing this blue-gray color, which is gonna go in this area for my mountains. Okay. The one annoying thing with acrylics is that you know, when they're wet. Thank you. When they're wet, they kind of have this shine to them. And, you know, if you have your... Yeah, I am. Hey, what's up? Long time no see. But yeah, when they're wet, they kind of get shiny, and then you have to like angle your canvas to see what it is you're doing.
I know. How have you been?
Good, good. Working on this for a friend. This is a pet memorial piece. How about you?
How did Inktober go for you?
I got to day 18. And then I just kind of dropped off. But not bad for my first try, I think. It was fun. I liked it. How's that debt journey coming along?
Ha ha ha, that's not bad. Over half the days.
Yep. Alrighty. So this right now is the base color of the mountains in the back, kind of like the shadows.
It's going lol. I did finish paying off one of my student loans.
Oh, that's amazing. Student loans are forever loans, so if you don't pay them off, it's like they'll keep bugging you. Where was I? I think here. This one's a little bit more green. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, I am so ready to say goodbye to them.
When's your estimated payoff date?
Is this for remembering both the horse and cat?
Yeah. They both passed away within about a year of each other. Okay, this is gonna be green.
Aw, that's so sad but so sweet you're making this for your friend.
Yeah, they've kind of, you know, been grieving for a while, and you know, when I met up with them, I just kind of spontaneously offered, because, you know, use my talents for good. And yeah, I'm kind of dragging a little bit finishing this because my water heater sprung a leak in the last 5 days. So I've been dealing with that at home. So, but I'm happy that tomorrow it's gonna get fixed.
The estimated payoff for the loan company is way far away, but my estimated is hopefully 6 to 8 months.
That's not that bad. That's pretty good. And hey, income tax is coming, so, you know, that's what I like to do.
At least it's getting fixed tomorrow.
Yep, I think it would have been almost a week that we've been like struggling with this. We had to rip out the carpet in the bedroom to just try to make it so it wouldn't mold over, right? And we had like the ceiling fan.
I usually put a bit of that towards the loans.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, whenever you get like a little bit of money, you know, you just pocket it away, squirrel it away.
Face with diagonal mouth.
Yeah. Let's see. But yeah, it's getting fixed tomorrow.
That sounds like a process face with diagonal mouth.
It was a nightmare where we are actually sleeping on the living room sofa since it's in the bedroom, the leak. Thankfully, we have a pretty comfortable couch. It's so cute. Our cats are, you know, we moved their cat tree, which was also in our bedroom. So we're all sleeping. But you know, it's cute because like we have a fireplace in the living room, so it's like the couch, fireplace, and we're all just like cuddled. So hey, you know, and we also set up the Christmas tree. So at night I turned on
They probably love having you both out there, lol.
They sleep with us, man. That's their norm. But we set up the tree.
It sounds cozy.
Yeah, it is. It's like super cute. At night it twinkles, you know, it's like a little nightlight. Gotta look at things half glass full, right?
Absolutely.
I'm mixing a little bit more of my color here on my palette. Just ran out.
How long have you been working this piece?
Right now it's about 5 hours in, but I estimate that it's gonna take me probably 30 hours. I try to paint only when I'm like ready to sit down and live stream, because I just feel like it holds me accountable, but I can always do a time lapse after. So I would have probably gotten a couple more hours in if I weren't like trying to live stream every single time I sat down.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's just new for me. I've never really, you know, recorded me painting before. Like in general?
I heard you say acrylic. Is it on canvas?
Yes, this is canvas. Oh gosh, stuck. There we go. See? Canvas. Yeah, I'm trying to go for like a very sophisticated, realistic style. So right now I'm just blocking in.
And it's a nice kind of canvas too.
Although this is pretty cheap. I mean, you can go way fancier than this. But yeah, I'm just gonna try to do this as realistic as I can. That's kind of what I try to do. I push myself, right, to be more realistic with each painting. Unless I'm doing something, you know, whimsical. So, if you go onto my page, the bunny picture that I have, it's somewhat realistic. It has a little bit of whimsy to it. But the fur took forever because of the texture. Every little stroke I had to draw by hand. But yeah, this is very much a work in progress. Hopefully I can get...
I feel like texture is so hard to get with paint.
Yeah, it takes layers to get texture. You know, with acrylic, for sure. So right now, like, you're just seeing the blocked in color, and then, you know, another layer, maybe it'll be like the midtones and then the highlights. All right, let's see. And there's so many like little ridges wherever I look, like all of this too. Well, this has a little bit of green to it. It's really important for me to keep track of like what colors I'm using. Otherwise it's going to be really, really hard to to color match. Okay. Oh, this is a very, very nice color I just mixed. I like it.
I think it looks great.
Thank you. Yeah, this is not my favorite part of painting, blocking in the colors. I much prefer to do details. So it's always a test of patience. You know, I gotta wait it out. I like this color. It's like a green.
That looks nice.
It almost reminds me of like some of the backgrounds of Cinderella. It's like this, it's a very nice color. This one right here. I like this one quite a bit. It's like a mossy blue algae kind of green. And just mixing
I have to clean up
highlights.
from my live, but it'll keep.
Oh, thank you. Much appreciated. I know painting so late is kind of, you know, I mean, sometimes you find people late at night. I'm a night owl, so. But thank you for the taps. Alrighty, let's see. Oops. Did I move it? There we go. Okay. Need to get some browns ready in here. Okay, let's see. Da, 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 da. So one of the things I am trying to achieve as an artist is to just let go of the impulse to replicate everything exactly as I see it on my reference. I feel like, you know, sure, realism is great. You obviously want your figure to approximate whatever it is you are painting. But if realism were the ultimate, you know, marker of whether art was good, etc., you know, you get to a point where you reach a certain level of just skill that it, you know, like, where is the artist's voice, right? Where is your particular, you know, as they say, French, I'm gonna butcher this, je ne sais quoi, right? Like, what is your voice? What is your style? And how do you interpret the colors and the shapes of things, right, from the reference? And that's pretty hard, because like I could paint a lot faster if I learned to just let go and, you know, let my hand connect to my brain and, you know, paint the impressions, right? I guess that's very, very Van Gogh of me. But yeah, that's something I kind of struggle with. Not get lost in the sauce of details. You know, there's always going to be a time and a place for them, but you know, you don't want to lose yourself in them. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Gotta make sure whenever paint reaches, where is it? Where's my paintbrush? There we go. Ooh, 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 ooh. Fighting with this camera. Okay, I gotta make sure. Okay, whenever paint reaches this portion right here, which is known as the ferrule of the paintbrush, you gotta make sure to just kind of like wash the paint out from that end, because it will, with acrylics, dry and ruin it, right? Ruin the bristles. So either what I like to do is have a cup of water. When I'm done with a brush, I just kind of dip them in here like that to keep them nice and wet. And that way, when I'm ready to fully clean them at the sink with soap, water, friction, I'm able to really get deep into that metal part. So that's another artist tip. Follow me if you want art tips, people. All right, let's see. I'm not gonna touch the sky too much because I'm gonna be lightening this lightening this whole area. Let me get some brown so that I can finish up some of this, as well as the horse's feet. Okay, let's get a cool brown. All right, so this is an example of two different browns. This one is going to be your cool brown. This is burnt umber, and this is more like a warmer tone, right, hue. This is burnt sienna. So this has a little bit more red. This one has a little bit more black. So cool and warm. I'm going to be using my cool. And of course, I always keep my little spritzer of water to make sure my palette doesn't dry out. Just a couple spritz, maybe like every 20 something minutes or so. Okay. Okay, so this whole area, maybe a teeny bit more brown. Mixing my brown and white. Okay, and then this is going to be like a dark green area. Okay, so right around here. This whole area is like, looks like exposed rock on the cliff, on the mountainside. Okay, that seems about right. Now for the other side. There's some rocks over here too, which I'm gonna just quickly block in. Boop, 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 boop. This area is going to have a teeny bit of green, which I'm leaving yellow for now. And all of this is like wavy roads. There's brown over here. Yeah, all of this is brown, but I'm gonna have to do many layers. I kind of like that. The cool of the shadows and then the slightly warmer.
CDO type prouded.
That looks Russian. I don't really speak Russian. Okay, so for this area, I'm going to water it down. And this is where your acrylics can actually feel a lot like watercolor at times. If you add enough water, I mean, they're going to become transparent. So I'm just lightly giving this a thin. And now you see the reason why, you know, I block in with blue. Because blue is my shadow, so it's kind of like the furthest, right? It's the background. And then I just kind of build from dark to light. So. Oh, I'm kind of digging this. Okay, I'm liking this. I'm liking this area. I'm not gonna lie, this stage is hard, man. It looks so patchy. And then over here, we're gonna do the same. Another tip for those that are painting is, you know, keep your eye on the reference, which for me, it's gonna be off to the side over here. I have my iPad. Keep your eye on the reference and let your hand keep moving. Eventually, you're gonna make that connection, right? That hand-eye coordination. And, you know, you'll basically be staring at your image, your picture, your reference, and you'll just keep painting. You know, obviously you glance back and forth, but it takes time to build that, you know. It's like muscle memory. It's like a skill, you know. And then right around here. And so why do I say that? It essentially helps you, you know, not break the flow, because if you're constantly stop, go, stop, go, stop, go, you know, it just breaks up your concentration a little bit. I think the exercise for this is blind contour, where essentially, let's say you have like an apple in front of you, right? And you look at the apple and you draw, right? Without lifting the pencil or whatever it is you're using the pen from the paper, but you're not looking at your paper, you're looking at the apple in front of you. And eventually, if you do enough of these blind contour practices, you'll have a pretty accurate, you know, proportion of your apple, or maybe it's a still life like bottles, whatever it is that is in front of you. And they do recommend to draw from life, just because like it's easier for you to go and see the 3D-ness of an object when it's right in front of you than if it were flat from, let's say, a picture, etc. So, blind contour drawing. Highly recommend you guys try it out. Okay, let me make some more brown mix. Alrighty, so now around here. This area is going to get a tiny bit lighter. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this area is the horse feet. So I'm just kind of gonna give it a mid-tone, and then I will go over with white. So the horse's feet are actually white, but I'm working from dark to light. Now a little bit of brown. Mixing, mixing. Okay, now I can probably start putting in the dark greens. Oops, almost my palette went to the floor. Alrighty. Oh my god, my fingers just cracked. La, la, la. Okay, so let's see, what do I have for dark green? Which one do I want to go for? I think I'm gonna go for phthalo. Doop. This one's slightly cooler. So I feel like that's gonna play nicely with the dark green areas. Let me spray my palette. Can't forget. Spray your palette, guys. Don't want it drying out on you. You know, thankfully I'm never gotten into a really bad habit of like putting huge globs of paint on my palette. I mean, sometimes I overestimate how much I expect to use a particular pigment, but for the most part, if I do have waste, it's maybe about the size of my pinky nail, give or take, most of the stuff that I have on my palette. So for now, I'm just kind of gonna, I know I need a lot of green, so I'm putting probably a little bit more. So yeah, don't put anything that you're not for sure that you're gonna use within like the next hour, because otherwise it's not gonna last. You could also use a slow dry additive, but because this is kind of like my base layers, I don't really want to do that. I'm not ready to do fine blending, but maybe on my higher, you know, my upper layers, when I need to get that nice blend, I will add a little bit of slow dry additive, and it will take days if you add enough. So dun, 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 dun. Okay, so once I put my phthalo green, I don't go directly from this glob of paint to the canvas. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but I find even with the cheapo, you know, basics variety of Liquitex, I find the consistency to be a little bit too thick for my taste. So I'll take my phthalo green, right? I'll spread it out thinly. I'll dip my brush into my nearby water, and I'll just kind of thin it out. The consistency, you know, I should be able to kind of see the white of my palette underneath, and then I'll just kind of get to painting. Another real good tip, you got to make sure that your water, whatever cup thing that you're using, that the water is pretty clear inside. Why? Because believe it or not, over time, if you're not using clean rinsing water, the color inside will get into your paint. So you'll notice this especially if you're using like very light colors. Let's say your rinse water is like a dark brown, okay? You pick up your white, it's on your brush, right? It's been loaded onto the paintbrush, and you start painting and you start noticing like, yo, why is my white beige? And it's because your rinse water was, you know, muddy. And usually rinse water is going to be kind of like that brownish color. And, you know, when you look at a painting and the colors, you know, are murky, muddy, you should probably take a look at how often you're changing your rinse cup. These are all tips. Free tips, everyone. All right, here we go. Oh my god, where do I want to start? I have to use a lot of this, so I guess I'll start over here. You know, I realized I think I'm gonna have to use a slightly warmer green because this whole side of the mountain is being hit by the sun. So everything here is a little bit on the yellowy side. This is a little bit too cool for the shadows, so I'm just gonna leave that there to dry. I'm gonna move on to this side. And now I can start on my shadows. I forgot to bring my my socks up here. It's so cold. I think I'm gonna have to. My feet are freezing. So these are the shadows of pine trees, and they're going to cast onto this kind of like grassy, hilly area. I'm gonna grab my socks. Be right back. Socks, socks for cold feet. I got my socks. Alrighty. Let's play this. Insomnia.
It looks so good.
Thanks. Just kind of doing a little bit of detail work here.
Will you be on live again tomorrow?
Not sure, because that's when the mold people are coming. So maybe later, like at night, probably, depending on how quickly they work. You can always catch me. The recorded videos are on YouTube. That's where I'm storing them. So if you can't catch me, you can always just head over to my YouTube channel.
Okay, cool. He'll try to catch you if you're on later tomorrow.
Awesome. Are you going to be live tomorrow as well? Thank you. That was so sweet.
Oh, I didn't know you had a YouTube.
Does it not show like the little banner? It should have like maybe 4 paintings of mine.
Same name?
Mm-hmm. Do you see at the bottom of the screen like the 4 paintings and then like a bunch of pink icons? Should be like a banner.
Yes, I see it now.
Yeah, so like pretty much it's Asta makes art on all of those platforms. So I even have a Substack. Not much, just 1 entry, but you know, I'm working on it.
You're okay, all the things lol.
Yeah, all the things, do all the things. Good luck with your live, Jen.
On. And yes, he'll be on tomorrow.
All right, I'll try to catch you. Show my support.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thanks for letting me hang out and watch, listen to you paint.
Hey, that's what I'm here for, right? Thank you for the company. Maybe a little bit more transparent. Just kind of want to add the slightest touch of green to this area. I kind of like that. Yes, quite. Blend this in. Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring in some yellow in here to brighten this up. But for now, I can kind of water this down. More water. So right now I'm just kind of scumbling, which is, you know, just jittering my hand to give it some texture. Mhm. So right now I'm just kind of darkening the area around the horse's feet because that's gonna obviously cast a shadow. And I need a dark background to make the lighter blades of grass pop out. Where is my fancy brush. All right, so this is known as a grainier brush. Ooh, ooh. There, where is it? Okay, so this is known as a grainier brush. It's kind of hard to tell, but I will demonstrate. So essentially, this has like spaced out bristles, and it's really, really, really good for doing, you know, here, I'll show you. You see? Kind of creates this, you know, fur-like, maybe grassy-like streaks. And I'm really, really, really looking forward to just kind of creating texture with it. It's the first time I'm ever using it. Mm-hmm. I thought it would be more defined, to be honest. I think the bristles may be a teeny bit too soft. They're okay. They're like so-so. Maybe with a lighter color, they'll show up more. It's okay. Yeah, I'm not really feeling it. Let's try. I do have another one. So this one is a blender brush, but it's so like bristly and stiff. This might work. Let's see. Let's give it a try. Yep, this is not doing it for me either. I was kind of hoping it would, but I'm gonna have to bust out my old paintbrushes for this. Let's see. I gotta rifle through my old paintbrushes. Alrighty, let's see. It's my box. I don't even know where I got this box from, but I've had it since I was in high school. And I have all manner of paintbrushes in here. Some new, some old. I'm looking for a crusty paintbrush that will do the job. Ooh, these two might work. This one is also kind of. Ooh, I like this one. I'm glad I haven't thrown these away. It would have been a shame. Alrighty, be right back. Gonna get something to drink. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was using my old brushes. Alrighty, I'm gonna try to use up my pigment here. I think I'm gonna use this one. This one might work. An angle brush. Yes, yes, this works. Oh, I forgot this was brown. Whoops. I was like, why is that thing yellow in the middle? Mm-hmm. kinda getting tired. But I still have paint on my palette, so I'm trying to get rid of it. I'm not ready to go full on to details, but I can just kind of use up this dark green that I have left. You know, might as well, right? Add shadows. So now I'm adding like a green brown. Alrighty, I'm gonna call it quits for tonight. I'm getting sleepy and I still have to clean up. Alrighty, thank you everyone who followed me on tonight's session. And yeah, I'm still a long ways to go, but I'm happy how at least the grass is kind of turning out, you know, little by little, getting in all those different layers. And yeah, just working on it. Bye everyone.